Please be seated. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for being here to help us celebrate this very important milestone in our students' lives. I'm Jocelyn Stevens, the Education Department Chair and Music Education MAE Coordinator. On behalf of our faculty, our staff, and our students, we welcome you to the Master of Arts in Education hooding ceremony honoring our December 2025 graduates. This ceremony is brief, but it's an important consecration of the hard work these students have been engaged in over the past several years of their lives. They've almost certainly triumphed at times, as is evidenced by them being on this stage, but probably at other times struggled. They've experienced periods of tremendous growth, but also periods of stagnation. Joy and pride when things have gone well and hard work has been noticed and rewarded, coupled almost certainly periodically with times of sadness or struggles when efforts either haven't been noticed or rewarded, or that may have come as a result of guilt and stress that sometimes happens in the lives of students. Nevertheless, these students continue the important legacy started by Joseph Baldwin in 1867 when he started the North Missouri Normal School right here on this land, which is the ancestral land of the Iowa, Missouri, and Otay peoples, and was ceded in the Treaty of 1824. Thousands of students have come to this campus to grow as individuals and to learn how to be excellent educators, and like the students who have come before, these students have persisted and arrive here on this stage transformed as a result of their efforts. At this time, I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce the faculty on the podium and the guests who have contributed in some way, no matter how small, to that transformation. Please stand and remain standing when I call your name. In the audience, we have President Sue Thomas. Thank you for being here. We have Ms. Brianna Mann on stage, our guest speaker. Yeah, you can clap, that's fine. Melissa Chapman, who is a Foundations and Elementary Education Professor. Dr. Julian Ensign for Exercise Science Department Chair and Health and Exercise Science Education. Dr. Madeline Good, Elementary Education. Dr. Jay Self, English Department Chair and Communication and Theater Area. And Jean Harding, our Field Experience Officer, as well as Director of Graduate Studies. You may be seated, thank you. I'd like to start by introducing our guest speaker and giving you a little bit of a background about her. Her name is Brianna Mann. Brianna graduated from Truman in 2018 with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in music. She's a clarinet player, but also a lovely vocalist. And in 2019, she graduated with a Master's of Arts in Music Education degree. As a student, she was co-director of Minor Detail, one of Truman's a cappella groups, this one for women, and like I said, she played clarinet in multiple ensembles. She taught private clarinet and vocal music lessons to area schools and was the preschool 8th grade music teacher at Mary Immaculate Catholic School here in Kirksville. Following graduation, Brianna started her teaching career in the Green City School District, which is just slightly north and to the west of us. And now she is in Adair County R1 in Brashear, where she teaches preschool through high school students. In her time in the district, Brianna has doubled the size of the school's band and has created many opportunities for her students to reach their full musical potential and keep music in their hearts. Brianna and her husband, Jackson Mann, live in Kirksville, where they are raising 3 sons, Maverick, Willis, and Carlisle. At this time, please help me in welcoming Brianna Mann to the stage.
Welcome MAE students, and congratulations on this amazing accomplishment. My name is Brianna Mann, and not long ago, in May of 2019, I was sitting in my own hooding ceremony here at Truman State University. One of my proudest moments in my whole life was this hooding ceremony. It meant more to me than regular graduation. I wasn't just a random student with my name written out phonetically who got handed a diploma case by someone who really didn't know me. I was an educator being honored and promoted by other educators that I looked up to. I officially became a teacher. I was a music major here, and from my first day at Truman, I had one goal in my mind: I wanted to teach. I would like to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I graduated from Kirksville High School in 2014, so I didn't have far to go for college. I married my high school sweetheart after my first year at Truman at the ripe old age of 18. So I then earned my teacher name, Mrs. Mann. I love my teacher name, and it never gets old hearing it in the hallways at school, as well as music teacher, Mrs. Ma'am, and occasionally and accidentally Mom. I also get called Mom a lot at home. I have 3 little boys, ages 5, 2, and 6 months. I can't even imagine how many times I'll hear Mom once the little one can talk as well. Before I start talking about my experiences in teaching, I want to take a moment to say that I loved Truman. I had the most wonderful professors here, and I came out of college feeling completely and totally prepared to teach because of them. I specifically want to thank Dr. Jesse Krebs and Dr. Jocelyn Stevens, who were integral parts of my education experience. I still think of them often and the impact they had on my life and still have today. Once I graduated Truman, I started teaching at a small school called Green City. Pre-K through 12, there are about 300 students that attend there. I spent 4 years at that school as one of the 2 music teachers, and I truly loved it. I didn't really understand how amazing small schools were until I got there. I knew every single student in that school by name, and I got to be the favorite teacher of many of them. After 4 years there, I decided to shorten my commute from 40 minutes to 10 by taking a job as the only music teacher at Brashear with 150 students pre-K through 12. This is my 3rd year there, and I'm truly loving every minute of it. I'm supported, I am encouraged, and I am loved by the students, staff, and community at Brashear. I don't say any of this to brag about myself, but to brag about small schools. And I would quickly like to plug small school teaching because I have become quite passionate about it in my 6.5 years of teaching so far. I will happily teach at my school for the rest of my career as long as circumstances allow. I would now like to take a minute to apologize if I'm talking too much about myself, but really all I know are my own experiences, and I'm hoping to encourage you through those experiences as you now enter the teaching side of education. Congrats, you're now going back to school. And this time you will learn some of the most valuable lessons in life. I'm going to share a few of those with you that I have learned. Lesson number 1, stay away from teacher negativity. It's impossible to avoid. You'll hear it in the workroom, on your professional development days, in the hallways, and of course all over social media. Complaints are so common you cannot possibly avoid them. Now, I consider myself positive to a fault sometimes. I often look at the world through rose-colored glasses. I mean, how could I not? I teach music, for crying out loud. Who doesn't like music? When I hear the complaints from other teachers, whether it's about students, their parents, pay, legislation, administrators, etc., I often tell myself, wow, that's too bad for them, but I'm having a great time. Just think about it. How lucky are we? How lucky are we that we can bring up the next generation by inspiring them? How lucky are we that we loved a subject so much that we got to go to college to learn all about that thing well enough that you became a specialist in that thing? Then we can take that thing and serve it on a silver platter to little humans that may or may not decide to take it. But if they do take it, it's magical. Yes, I know we're not paid much. We aren't always treated as top-tier citizens, and there are always going to be other people that are put in positions above us that make mistakes, whether intentionally or unintentionally. But you know what? I know the way I felt about some of my teachers, especially my favorite ones. And I also know that I have students that think the same way about me. And guess what? As crazy and as illogical as this sounds, it makes it all worth it. These kids make it worth it, and don't ever lose sight of that. Lesson number 2, enjoy your content. If you're not having fun, then your kids are not going to have fun. Again, this is coming from the perspective of a music teacher who, in my unbiased opinion, teaches hands down the best subject. But seriously, if you are super into math and that's why you want to teach math, then show those kids why math is fun to you. You should never be bored teaching your own subject that you loved enough to go to college for. Make it fun so you have fun. If you have fun, there's a 90% chance that kids will have fun, and at least by watching you teach, and a 90% is an A. If you ever find yourself in a rut, which you will at some point, then change up what you're doing so the kids see your passion in your subject area. It makes a huge difference for your kids and your mental health. Lesson number 3, make friends with the custodians. This is self-explanatory. My final lesson is lesson number 4. This is as far as I'll go because as a musician, I can only count to 4. There's some band director humor for you. Here it is, be kind. It probably seems obvious, and as an adult talking to other adults, it may seem I just handed you a lollipop and sent you off with a pat on the head. But I'm totally serious. Be kind. Be genuinely kind. This is a rule I make for myself. Say good morning, greet students at the door and say hello, and make them feel important. This is something that I sometimes have to force myself to do. I can't tell you how many times I pulled into the school parking lot later than I wanted to because my kindergartner forgot their backpack at home, or my 2-year-old was screaming for 10 minutes straight before we left the house that morning because I wouldn't let him have candy for breakfast, or I had to turn around because I forgot my school keys or, God forbid, my coffee. It doesn't matter what happened at home that morning. When you say good morning to every kid in the hallway and all the teachers that I pass, my day immediately makes a 180. It's actually pretty magical. You should try it. Paying attention to others makes you feel good. That's why teaching is so rewarding. It is one of the most selfless professions out there. The world is so much bigger than you, but to some of those kids, you are their world. Be kind. Be so kind that it just becomes who you are because it matters. It matters way more than your salary. It matters way more than politics. It matters way more than those teacher evaluations that your principal gives you. And I tell you what, if you use that good morning method, someday, there will be a student that walks in your room in the morning and says good morning, totally unprovoked, and you may or may not be holding back tears because you taught them to be kind. You did that. Wow, I could keep going on forever because I absolutely love teaching and I love talking about it, but I know how ceremonies like this go and I don't want to be here too long. So please know that teachers like me are out there to encourage you through this journey on which you're about to embark. I'm also happy to be one of those people for you. I do hope you leave this ceremony feeling hopeful, encouraged, inspired, and proud of all the work you've done to get here. This is so cliche, but the best is yet to come. The best years of your life have not passed you by. They're coming straight at you, so live it up. And I would be remiss if I didn't leave you with some kind of quote. Every good speech has at least one. So here's one from one of my favorite movies, School of Rock. I am a teacher. All I need are minds for molding. Thank you.
Okay, the custom of wearing academic regalia is believed to have started in the 12th or 13th century when the earliest universities were forming and the dress of a scholar was that of a cleric. The long gowns with hoods were worn for warmth in the unheated university buildings, which feels completely appropriate today. Although originally attached to the robe, the hood became a separate and distinctive mark of having attained an advanced university degree. The costumes, colors, and trimmings you see are all traditional and reflect the degree earned by the student. Each hood is lined with the official colors of the university, and our colors at Truman are purple and white. The hooding ceremony at Truman State University signifies a scholarly and personal achievement. Master of Arts and Education graduates have earned their hoods as a symbol of the level of education they have pursued beyond the baccalaureate degree. At this time, I invite Jean Harding to the podium so we can recognize our graduates.
As we read each name, we invite our graduates to come forward and be hooded and honored. The master's hood that they have earned will be placed around their neck so that the colors are visible in the back. We ask all those celebrating with the graduates to recognize their efforts and hard work with a round of applause for each student. Carolyn Waymeyer, History, Social Studies Education. Catherine Jean Hammock, Speech and Theater Education. She's being hooded by Dr. Jay Self. Let's give Catherine and Carolyn one more round of applause. After this ceremony, I'll find both of you because I have something for you that goes back to either when you were applying for your internship or 388 if when I had you as a student, those kinds of things. So see me afterwards.
We promised it would be brief. Okay, at this time, the teacher's oath is located on the back of your program. This was developed by MAE graduate students for the first hooding ceremony, which was conducted in 2016. The oath represents not just the lofty ideals to which we all aspire as educators, and as Brianna so beautifully outlined for us, but includes the language that recognizes the fact that the work of a teacher is difficult at times. At this time, we invite our MAE graduates being honored, all of the educators participating in this ceremony, whether on the stage or in the audience, to please stand as we read together the teacher's oath. Are there any graduates in the audience, or teachers in the audience we should make stand? No, okay. Okay. I pledge myself to the profession of teaching. I accept the responsibility and the challenge of guiding students to knowledge. I will care for my students as people and convey that concern in my actions. I will encourage respect for all people. I will cultivate disciplined yet free minds in each student. I will champion policies which promote quality and equality in teaching and learning. I will provide all students the opportunity to achieve their own level of excellence. I will provide all knowledgeable, ethical, caring practitioner. I recognize that at times I may become discouraged. Nevertheless, I remain faithful to the belief that my actions in the pursuit of these goals make a difference in the lives of others. I will be a reflective, committed, compassionate professional throughout the career. Thank you. We will conclude the ceremony by recessing out of the hall like we came in with the students, but they will return to the stage immediately so we can take a group photo. At that point, the students can pick up their letter from Jean Harding, and you're welcome to take photos on the stage as well. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Good luck keeping warm, and we'll celebrate these phenomenal students. Michelle, would you like them to stand? Thank you. We could also